So just a little disclaimer, I took these clips from YouTube, as you'll see. And then one of the clips does have a curse word, so I just want to warn you in case you're sensitive with that language. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'll fall over. The first clip that we're going to watch, all you need to know is just it's going to be a father checking in on his daughter. And then once we watch it, we'll talk about it a bit.
You scared or something, didn't you? Because my mom said something about it, because I hate monsters.
I've never seen monsters.
Oh, that's a good thing.
I heard a bang,
Like a truck bang?
like a gun.
That's funny, because we moved out of that bad neighborhood. There's not too many guns around here.
How far can bullets go?
They go pretty far, but they usually get stuck in something and stop.
Even if they don't.
Thinking about that bullet that came through the window? You think we should move again?
I like it here.
Me too, but if that bullet found out where we lived. Oh, hold on.
What?
Oh, I'm so stupid. How could I forget?
What?
Not forget. You ain't gonna forget.
Tell me.
Okay. When I was 5, this fairy came into my room one night. See, I told you you weren't gonna believe me. Okay, go to sleep now, you little
Don't
rabbit.
tell me.
Okay. So this fairy comes into my room, and I'm like, yeah, right, you're a fairy. Anyway, we're talking, and she's flying all around the room, knocking out all my posters and stuff.
She was flying.
Yeah, but she had these little stubby wings. She couldn't do the line, Like, I don't believe she's a fairy. So she said, I'll prove it. So she reaches into her backpack. She pulls out this invisible cloak. She ties it around my neck. And she tells me that it's impenetrable. You know what impenetrable means? It means that nothing can go through it. No bullets, nothing. She told me that if I wore it, nothing would hurt me. So I did. And my whole life, I never got shot, stabbed, nothing. I mean, how weird is that? When she told me that I was supposed to give it to my daughter on her 5th birthday, and I forgot.
Can I take it?
Sure.
I don't feel it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? If you want, I can take it off and tie it around your shoulder. She told me how to do it. Unless you think it's stupid.
Don't you need it?
So what do you think you want? Do you feel like taking it off? Good. That's just right.
Do I take it off when I have a bath?
No, you leave it on all the time. Till you have a daughter. When she turns 5, then you give it to her.
Okay, so with movies, we know that there's a lot of detail that goes into every scene. It's not just about people being up there and talking, right? There's the layout, there's the dialogue that's used, there's the body language, there's the tone, the music. All of that comes into play. So I'm going to compare the beginning and then the end. So in the beginning, first thing, right, the father walks into his daughter's bedroom, and one thing that I noticed was the lights on, right? What do we like to do when we're scared and it's nighttime? We like to turn on all the lights in the house and everything because it gives us a sense of comfort. So we can tell, I'm going to turn it down and kind of play it at the same time. So even if she was like reading or something, but she's not, can you see the arrow? Yeah, okay. You can see that she was in her bed, but she's not there anymore because the covers are thrown out, you know, the light again is turned on, so the daughter's not there, and then as we saw later on, she's hiding because she's afraid of something. So there's this sense of fear in her bedroom, and there's also the uncertainty, right, because she asked her dad, like, how far bullets can travel, and she's just not understanding. She knows she's afraid of bullets, but she's not understanding necessarily why. And then we begin this story that the father gives, right? And first off, I love movies because they tell stories, and then within this movie, he tells such a good story. He's able to convince her so well that he has this invisible cloak that has protected him throughout his life and will give it to her to protect her. And he does everything, right? He even acts like, oh yeah, I didn't believe she was a fairy, you know, to kind of be on that common ground with her. And the fact that he untied the cloak, and when he put it on her, he lifted her hair out. All those little details were a way to convince his daughter, about this cloak story. And another, throughout this thing, there's the father-daughter bond that gets built. You already know that it's there, but it becomes strengthened, especially for the audience. It makes you kind of care more, right, about those two. And one, parenting, which I'll tie it into the next clip, but he uses a moment to educate his daughter. He says, oh, it's impenetrable. And he asks her, do you know what that means? And that's something that as parents will often do with their children. They'll use words and they'll describe the word to, build their vocabulary. And so he explains the word to her and everything. And it's just on top of the fact that he is trying to persuade her that she is saved and that this cloak will protect her, she's also kind of being educated at the same time. And then, unfortunately, with the clip that I got, it wasn't shown, but at the end, he does turn off the light and close the door to kind of show that, her fears were turned off, like put aside. So then, I'm going to watch the second clip. And so for the second clip, what you need to know is the father, he is a locksmith, and then you're going to see a secondary man, and the secondary man owns a convenience store that had a broken door, and he had called the locksmith, so the father, to come and fix it. But it wasn't the locks that were broken, it was the actual door. But the store owner chose not to fix the door, and essentially the store was broken into and vandalized and whatnot. So the store owner is